Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PUBG European League. We are live in Berlin. How you doing?
I'm all right. Looking forward to Erangel,
Yeah,
really.
the grassy fields. Is it going to be a CIS day? This is the question now, because we're 3 for 3.
Is it just
This
7th
this
day?
is this
there
could
gonna
be
another,
the big day.
Is it going to be another chicken dinner world tour?
Chicken World Tour. It could be. Imagine it though, back to back to back. That would
pretty.
I think.
Pretty wild.
I think that might actually blow Martin's mind.
It would be.
I mean, is there a new phrase that he's going to come out with for a back-to-back-to-back chicken dinner world tour?
God, we just didn't think it was possible.
It's just we didn't think it was possible to do it in a day yesterday, but now it might happen. I mean, 7. This is a different 7 turn up today. This is they're looking in a good position. I would say somewhat. I'm not going to say gifted to them. No, that's unfair.
No.
In that match there, I guess they were there by the help of Inside Games because. For whatever reason, Joker's kept standing still, and well, he was just popping heads with the Kar 98. It's just non-stop. Strelavac. So easy for me to say.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm saying. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering it. I'll go and ask the Czech boys if I've got it right. But yeah, that was a good performance from Inside Games. But it was 7 that picked up the win.
It was, and I don't know about Erangel. Again, I would love to see.
Look, I don't know about 7 half the time. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, end of the season, end of PEL, we were like, where are these guys kind of coming
from?
You started to see little bits of.
And actually, it was Erangel. They had that 14 or 15 kill game, if you remember, when we went to Sosnovka.
It was pretty. It was actually pretty mad. It's one day.
But that's what they were. That's what they did in Contenders. They were the team. The reason they got here was obviously because of visa issues for another team. But in Contenders, they were smashing people and getting big kill scores because of it. We knew they could do it, which was actually ironically the same as Unity. That was Unity had a similar path previous to that. Unity still do have decent kills actually. That's what's keeping them afloat at the moment in terms of the boards.
Yeah, some of these teams are holding on because of that. I don't think we. It's weird because I don't want to say we're seeing consistency at all because it's a best of 20, right? So it's a different case to your normal game. You can't quite approach it the same way or treat it the same way.
Did you see that crazy stat that none of the teams that won their respective leagues in China, Korea, Europe, and America were in first place after 12 games? That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. But because obviously over the leagues, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So, but yeah, which it leads into obviously the same sort of situation here. If you have a bad start in these sort of tournaments, it can hurt. If you have a good start, you could fly up there. We haven't seen a great deal from Tempest today, but they're still up there because they had a magnificent day 1. The consistent teams, are the ones that are up there. Actually, Unity have been fairly consistent because they're consistently getting kills despite the placements. We'll see how it works out, though. We're going to Erangel. We had some, well, 2 of the same circles, really, yesterday. They were both down sort of Milta Fields way up in the hills. We had one just outside of Milta and one up on towards Lumber Mill sort of way, northern side of it. Will we see a different winner? Will we see a CIS winner again? Will we see 7 with 3 in a row? We'll find out, Lauren.
Could even be PGA team if they decide to turn up. It could be PGA.
Do you think they could turn up?
No, but maybe.
It could be Unity. It definitely could be Unity.
Well,
no, we've had tornado energy already.
I feel like Unity just never make it to the end with 4 alive. It feels like they just get so scrappy throughout the game. It's hard to see it happening. But maybe a military circle could really aid them in that. It could help. We'll find out. From south to north, this could be just our central, as you like it circle. If it's back to PEL settings, we're out in the fields. To the shacks we go. We'll find out though. As I'm pretty sure Iro's in chat, so the fans are going wild. We love the Turkish fans. They always turn up, always support D8. Very, very loudly. And speaking of DA, heading out to the east. Curious about their drops still. Curious about their drops here because it was that western one that threw me off. That really kind of put me in a spin before. I was like, where are they going?
This one is a weird one. I'm not
and again,
sure.
Exactly. It's still a bit weird.
This makes me want, okay, if you go in here, why are they not going to Milta Power? Milta Power has been open, by the way. Why is nobody gone to Milta Power?
Don't know.
Back-to-back winners of Phase 2 and 3 go mill to power. Boys, mill to power's open. There might be something in it. That's a tricky circle.
It is. Remember, keep yourself reminded of this. That river in the north still counts as water.
Yeah, I would say it's about 60-30.
Exactly.
In terms of land ratios. And yes, I know that's not 100%, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about 10% river. Before chat's like, you can't add up.
Maths. No, yeah, that is a bit tricky. You will imagine... I want to think about circles if we've seen this. We did see that Golden Coast one, didn't we? That brilliant ending right on the southern side, kind of near like GamerLegion, where Fexx is currently. Do you remember that with Liquid and M47, all that beautiful game? Somewhat of a similar-ish circle, if I'm not mistaken, towards this one. But again, it could still sit around here. It could just say, screw it, Lauren, you're going out towards the west.
Having a dance.
I don't know where this is. It looks like the swimming pool, to be fair. In school. In the school. Yeah.
School dance. School dance could work. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's in PEJK. Someone's smashing windows, that's for sure.
I'm trying to do the challenge, just smash all the windows.
Smash all the windows.
That's the one.
DA, you know what? They've gone mill to power.
There we go, love that.
It took them a while to get there, but they've gone there.
Absolutely love a bit of that. It's a good shout from them. To me, that shows they've either watched back the actual, and gone, okay, this is available. It wasn't utilized in either game. Cool. There we go. Let's switch into that. That's a good shout for us. So happy to see that if that's their actual plan going forward. Big fan.
ENCE back in their old spot as well, which is the weird bit. Obviously, because they've been going over to South George now in the promos, but they went back up to their sort of Stauber commit. Well, it's not even Kameshki. They've gone for the spread loot. It's not been good for Buster. He's not even got a helmet yet.
No, and I don't mind it for ENCE. I was speaking to them outside briefly before the start of the day about their new drop in George and, about the rotation route, how tricky is it. And honestly, it's very similar. We can basically do the same rotation route we do before because there's no one else really in the north to stop us. It's pretty comfortable. So they're happy enough with their South George hit when they need to adjust. It gives them that versatility, which I like to see. I hope ENCE get to use that some more. That's the thing. This circle doesn't really bode too poorly for their rotation anyway. They've got a nice clean entry to the circle. No one's going to be a massive pain. No one's going to sit in Yasnaya for that long, so they're perfectly fine. And I'm just curious where these teams bank on it. I do like where PG18 is going and Airstation Mike so far.
Yeah, I want to see something from Airstation Mike this game. This is their backyard, this circle. So it's where it's sort of to the western side of Farm and etc., which is where they drop. So this is the time. They're going to have two good compounds, I would say, coming out of it. They've gone for a 2-2. So we'll see if it works out for them. Unity's still down in Novo, so I don't expect them to come over sort of the bridge for a while here. Northern Lights will go off to the western bridge as well. There's been a bike incident.
There has. DZ had a little stumble, fell over. He's all right now. He's fine.
Lost his pants in the accident, though.
He made a mess of them. It's best to keep going. But the point is, I do wonder. I'd love this to go Golden Coast ending. I'd love to see that. It's such a fun ending, a little unique. And looking at the positions, I want to highlight PG18s and Airstation Mikes because it's just so powerful, the area they're in.
Yeah.
Quick maths, yeah, it's pretty good, but they can get some pressure from Potato Hill.
Airstation Mike have actually got even greedier. They've got,
is it a 2-2 or is it
2-1-1?
It's a 2-1-1. Bit dangerous because this is prime territory.
Yeah, you can get crashed here. They may even get pressured by Tornado Energy. Just trying to keep my eye on where they're going on the map. No, okay, they're maybe just going to back up a 2-2. They're probably not feeling it in securing vehicles, it looks like.
Yeah, Fake there. Out on his lonesome. Lovely little compound. No one really going to pressure him too much yet, though, as said. So they're okay for now. I just do think it's a little bit scary. If this keeps going this way, if it does shift away from, obviously, Millibase, everyone's banking on it leaving Millibase here, because both the teams are pretty much ready to get across that bridge.
Tempest working the way up towards Potato, just to get in a check out for everyone. Making sure that creates... Oh, where the heck is that? That's up in Rozhok.
By Rozhok, yeah. Oh, I want it.
ENCE are kind of...
I want it. I want that one. Jokers and ENCE actually quite close to each other.
Jokers are sort of sat... Are they camping that bridge, Jokers? No, they were coming across. They're both coming across at the same time, right? Okay, yeah. It's just happened to be clashing with one another. ENCE are in a bit of a widespread sort of mid-rotate as well. So, all right, Joker's just going to avoid and carry on around the north side of the Lake Yasnaya. Obviously, ENCE were coming down from the Stauber sort of side. Jokers were in Severny, so they're kind of on the same trajectory, both coming in pretty late as well. DA obviously going to be late looting, so they're not going to be able to center massed up this time. Last crew running into ENCE this time.
Rustanmar.
Oh, he's made a mess of that.
Did you not see the players behind? Oh no, he's TRYFFELI can't save him, surely.
No.
This is
He's already turned
bad
away.
news for ENCE. I did not like that.
I'm not sure you needed a nade for that, boys.
Maybe they felt there was someone else here, or there was a reason why he did it. That's just a mistake. That's a straight-up player mistake. Maybe didn't expect there to be someone behind him. I don't know what the plan was there.
I think, so if you remember, obviously ENCE stopped with the Jokers, so I think the fact they pulled up, he was the man that was far ahead of them.
Yeah.
And he's tried... it's one of those moments, right, you either stay quiet and watch them go by, or you make that hero play and catch like one or two getting out the car or something crazy. Easy, Moon. Last minute swerve maneuver. Got away with it, though. So the Joker's getting safe, and they're obviously just to the side. Orange has got himself his little shack. He's happy at the moment. Everybody's inside the circle. They've all committed to the northern side, so everyone's expecting that northern shift with the center point being there. If he yoinks down to Sosnovka, it's going to be hilarious. Not for the players.
We're all hoping.
Not for the players, but for us. Yes.
Yeah, we're all hoping it does. It'd be good fun. Obviously, Northern Lights and Unity would serve the best shout at that for now. Everyone else, though, still working their way around, just shuffling. This is just an actual even spread here. No one's heavy set on any area just because there's no heavy lean. It's pretty even. Yeah, it's away from melee base, but beyond that, east and west is available.
Yeah. They're all centered up and around the standard hillside area. TRYFFELI is going for a bit of a move, trying to scout further into the circle. It's a little late for it, I've got to be honest. Not too sure I'm happy about the play, but it is going to play off just sort of with the Jokers nearby.
Well, I see the tag as we say that. Moon almost panged him out as well. He should be able to keep the car safe, luckily, and put himself around the corner. But it just feels like it's always being held together by, you know, duct tape more than anything.
So where are we going? Will we go onto the mainland, or will it fall south? We've had some pretty hard shifts in the last couple of circles, so I don't really know where it's going to go.
Ooh.
All right, over to farm.
Lovely.
That's a nice circle. It's been a while since we've had a proper farm circle. There's a lot of interesting terrain around there that can be used.
There's a lot of water in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the fun part is basically everything is... Oh, no.
Tempest going for back farm. Okay, the farm could be a bit of a clutter, but Tempest...
You can have 4 teams in there.
Yeah,
if you really
Tempest
want.
will get the backside building. DA are taking shots on them as they get into that warehouse sort of area. Everybody else, though, the whole the whole northwest is alive. Who's going to find what spot first?
Compot is a lucky boy that his team actually want to pick him up after these errors. GamerLegion are on the route. They're going to keep that southern coast going. You have the fire in the north by the dirt road that leads to the east of Potato Hill. ELGIGANTEN very close to PG 18. ENCE skirting around by shelter, still very close to the Jokers. These two seem to be clashing the whole way.
Well, DA are taking pot shots on everyone, seeing what they can get, being very proactive from their little compound. And they have to be, because they don't make sure they don't get crashed on. 7 have decided to commit to the cliffs. GamerLegion just shuffled up from there and moved obviously along. Northern Lights, they're committed to a full rotate. I'm not too sure why they decided to come back over the West Bridge and over to the East Bridge, because Unity are still there. They were over the West Bridge. They were already at Ferry Pier side. They've decided, obviously, with the shift that a lot of people are going to be doing the same, so they're thinking they can get in safely on the south side.
Not sure. They can probably scout it from
I can see the thinking in it.
They could maybe get a boat or go to a hill. They can make something happen. It's not going to be nice for them, but they can make
scouting it
well.
Look, you can see scouting it from the cliffs and looking across and seeing if you can spot Unity.
Okay, so 16 teams still alive. It's normally, with this much water in it, I feel like no one's going to be put massively out of place. They should be able to kind of work out. We know where this is going to go pretty much here. So Northern Lights actually set up a bridge camp on the western bridge, just in case anyone came across it. So they're sitting down there with 3 players right now, just to keep you guys up to date. We are seeing everyone just kind of finding their positions. A couple of shots, bit of warning here and there, but nothing, no crazy engagements, no big crashes, at least yet. 7 getting a little close to GamerLegion, and that's going to mean Fexx is under pressure.
I'm trying to look what's going on in Milta, because there's inside games, ENCE last crew all sort of wrapping around beachside. And that's going to get very clustered. We've seen this often pulled towards the farm as well, this sort of circle. So even though they're going there at the moment, the committal is kind of only delaying the inevitable. And Salenzo finds D's, and Digger should just be able to confirm it. It's GamerLegion losing one. They've tried to move up the compound, and they've bumped into Airstation Mike. It's that horrible road sort of compound with the two split high and low. We'll see whether it works out for them. Everybody else is kind of in position. Looks like Northern Lights are going to commit to this Eastern Bridge.
Yeah, coming over. But most teams somewhat safe. I think the GamerLegion hopefully have been able to stabilize most of their players. So far, I think we've lost out on two. Two have been flushed, yeah. So ENCE losing out on one. That was Rustanmar. Very curious incident. What happened with him? And last crew also losing out on one. So this is it's a little bit of a safe circle for now. I can imagine this won't be too...
Oh my God. All right, well, we know where Phase 4 is going because it's going to pull away from the water, so all this. And there's probably still going to be an element of water in the next circle, actually, because of this.
Do you remember back in the day where people played in the water on this, on literally this circle?
Look at the orms out there as well.
Oh my God, this rolls my mind back. I remember this having a beach ending.
Yeah, this is
literally
like
on the
30
beach.
people in the water, yeah.
Yeah, this was the original one that made everyone lose their minds, this circle, because it never moved away from it. It kept it in play, and people just sat there bobbing around. And anyway, here we go. This is everyone flying. Look at them. Oh no! Oh no!
It's
good work. Because like, no, I don't trust you anymore.
Don't like you driving.
Wait, who's just run someone
over? Just drive his teammate over. It's all good. DA are in trouble. DA are in trouble.
God.
They're getting lit up by every angle. There's 4 teams shooting at them that I can see at least. They've got into this shack, but it is not a safe spot in any way, shape, or form.
Everyone piled in on that. If you guys saw the map, it was like a fireworks show. Everyone piling in, north, south, east, west, everybody looking their way. Now, ENCE went for the bridge approach, kind of locking out 2 of the players. SKUIJKE's getting the drop. What is this? He's in a boat. SKUIJKE's having a little bit of a sail.
He went for the crate. He's gone for the crate. He's got an orm. That crate.
Yeah, but he might not be able to use it much.
No. Because he's outside the zone. I don't know. I don't suppose they expect anyone to be on the bridge right now, to be fair. It's Northern Lights are there though, so that's going to be bad for them. ELGIGANTEN with a really nice rotate. They've gone all the way around the north side. They're coming in on the west, and it's because of the big shift that we had in the last circle. Everybody went so deep that the west side's actually been left pretty empty.
Yeah, absolutely. And they get to walk into a beautiful spot, very happy with themselves, I can imagine. Not a massive rotate for them, but good enough. They were over by Potato Hill, if I'm not mistaken, so they kind of went a little bit in between. Jokers, however, sending it off. They go. Cars smoking, everyone turning towards facing them. Phantom definitely getting a glimpse on that, and there goes the Jokers. That was example picking them up off at least one of the cars. And actually, they've gone for the crash on the compound, and that's a huge error. Moon is down. That's 16th place.
Example and Combo just wrecked them.
Absolutely.
And I think Zampek managed to steal one away as well from that. But Tornado Energy collecting a bunch of points there. So the Jokers going to be the first ones down. The last crew, well, they are down to 1 man now. Let's Train Hard find them out in the north. Yeah, here we go. So Example getting that. You can see Inside Games are also taking shots on them in the backside as well. Oh, well, and Unity. Just about everyone wanted a slice of that.
And look who it is in the kill feed. The sniper himself, this time SLR. Not the car, but clearly just as talented. Already starting to land some shots. Hard to flush on these, considering they're probably in buildings. Northern Lights. Oh my word, everyone's just going wild here, sending it in, and there's the circle move. To be expected, but already, actually, who just picked that? It was seniks finding deep. He thought he was maybe a little safe, but no, the split for IG is very, very, very good.
Yeah, they got the 2-2. It's worked out well for them. But yeah, this is the pull. This is one of the. This is like a 2017 circle. I love it.
This is
like
a back in the day circle.
This was the original water circles, etc. But GamerLegion are in a fantastic position along with Airstation Mike. They've got for that big. There's 2. It's sort of like a winding road compound, you know what I mean? I'm talking about it's obviously a high and low situation for it. There's not really anything else near there. Maybe could get another team, and maybe looking at PG-18 that could squeeze in. ENCE didn't work out for them. We know this is the inevitable, right? Anyone that's in Melter, you're dead.
Pretty much. There was already so many players by Farm and on the winding road south of it, kind of where Tornado Energy is, just off to the top right of the screen. Anyone prior to that is in danger. That nade could be quite deadly. Oh, the tree.
Oh.
The tree absolutely did him in. Still got the flush,
miikaz
and miikaz is on the push.
I just sort of, no, he couldn't see
smoke.
it. The smoke, we obviously observer side, it is a thick fog. But that one might work out well. He didn't cook it very well, though. But instead, he can go for the damage, because they're going to be avoiding it. I thought he was going to push straight around the side. He will, but he made a mess of it.
StarLadder is looking pretty deadly. Tornado Energy were the ones who are kind of somewhat in the new circle, but they're getting pressure themselves. And let's see how they can handle it. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that nade's going to work out. That's ticked really well.
Yeah.
I don't think you can just... Oh, he tried to make it out the window. It was a valiant attempt, but it didn't get him very far.
Nicely played, though. Tornado Energy, so Tempo's down to 1 in the distance. Pixel also down to the 1, but again, they're all miles outside the circle. Compot's cleaning up at the moment. Tornado Energy have got quite a few kills from this game so far.
Yeah, definitely have a good approach from them. Northern Lights in the vehicle. We've seen how well that's gone for most of the teams here. That could be blown up any second now. Following on board, who's going to get it? Tornado Energy might. Got a couple of players in the right place for that. It's on fire, and well, one of them's just been plucked out of it. Oh,
so Tornado Energy are cleaning up. Yeah, 10 kills and counting already. There's 41 alive still, and they've got 10 kills already. And they've got all 4 back on their feet now with Mailman back revived. This could be a massive game for Tornado Energy, the team that won the first round as well. But they are on the outside now, so they're going to have to look towards the next circle and think, how do we get out of this situation? I'm trying to think whether they go north, south. That was one nade into a shack.
One nade.
One nade in a shack. Oh dear. So I'm quite surprised this hasn't happened more with DA's play, but I know you boys in chat, you probably appreciate that one.
Chat, I don't even want to look at it.
The French have delivered a killing blow.
Oh man, that is... ooh, I'm just not going to look at chat. Just see the DA lol coming out.
The hashtag remakes in there as well.
Oh yes, all the memes.
Oh my god, another big fat crate. All the orms.
Well, I think ENCE went down, didn't they? So that one's out of play, I guess. I don't think that got picked up by anyone. Looking at this, PG-18.
Yeah, they're
sitting
playing the edge game, and it's slowly working for them. Again, landing the shots again. We're seeing some really good Car 98s this promo tournament, aren't we?
It makes me so happy, honestly. It really does. It feels like a rarity.
All right,
and here we go. Yeah, out towards the west. This now puts the pressure towards Tornado Energy. We were saying how well they were playing. We liked the style. They were aggressive, plenty of kills. Now they have to work against it.
We had a circle like this. I think it was Phase 1, I think, for some reason I'm remembering it. And G2 were where Quick Math are, and they won the game from there. Of course, you know, G2 is a much stronger team at the time, especially in that phase, and they had all 4 alive. So, but they were popping off from this phase onwards. This circle took in Phase 5 onwards. They started popping off from now.
Now, looking at this, you can tell these boys, they don't have to put some hours in. They know all the divots, all the dips on this map, exactly where they can put themselves if required. Because this is a lot of open ground, but the terrain's quite nice to you, it's quite kind to you. This is why everyone likes these circles, because the terrain really allows you a little bit more room to play. Now, as much as that may be the case, ELGIGANTEN were still quite close to the circle. So when it wasn't, it's Tornado Energy. They're on the move now, and they've just lost out on Compot.
Yeah, I wanted to see them sort of finding a position a little earlier than this. So I don't really know where they're going to go, honestly. You know, GamerLegion have got them kept out. GamerLegion got 0 kills so far. Everything's been happening around them, which is what Tornado Energy. So they've just regrouped. Now the problem is they've just regrouped and Clib is right there. So I wonder, okay, so they're looking to the north. They're thinking, oh, we have to find a way out of this. We can't go that way because GL are there. Unity just shot them from the south. They've just spotted Clib from behind. Well, he got 1, but I don't think he's going to be able to come and get the flush. Okay, the blue gets him.
Yeah, but look who's running over. Solar's on the run. He's getting right up close to this. If they can't make it in, they're going to at least get the points on the way out.
Oh, no.
He is right on the door. And now here above is Sadovnik. 7, the name we've been saying a lot today. Here comes the French, though. The nades we've already seen, they're pretty darn good. So let's be on alert for this. Tornado Energy on the move, staying on foot here. But the spray from Solar is so good. Exceptional play, finding 2. Tornado Energy.
Got the reload. No.
It's going to get the flush at least. Melman makes the mad dash for it.
Yeah, see where he can get to. And he's going straight in towards GamerLegion, though. We're desperate for kills right now. They want as many points as they can get, but nothing's coming their way. Everything's avoided them.
There it is. 1 kill.
Just one for Fexx.
We'll take 1.
Yeah. So, Unity kind of got in. Sadovnik did go aggressive, snuck around the back on Unity there, but I don't think they've confirmed the kill at the Rock. Meanwhile, Traynard, they're in the same position now that obviously Tornado Energy were. They've got to try and make this run in that GamerLegion should see. This is what I like to see. PG18 are making a move now for the next circle. They're looking to the next circle and thinking, let's center up, let's get closer if we can. Wanderer making that play has got him that shack play, and the rest of the team should be able to cover off now.
Yeah, they can try and help him out here. Fexx still up above, spotting out the legs and doing what he can to try and get those points, as you highlighted. Tornado Energy down to Melman, out in the blue, in danger from every angle, and he gives it up. Down he goes, Tornado Energy out in 10th.
I love the way the bodies crumble sometimes. So looking at PG18's play, that's the play they need now, because Wanderer's got a shack, the rest of the team can move down. There is another shack to the east of them as well. Airstation Mike, of course, they've got all this compound alongside GamerLegion. They're safe at the moment. It's 7 and Unity that are going to work their way across the road. Krabik has done it. He's got to cross towards the little shack down south. I think that's a wooden shack, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not the best to cover. But Unity are putting pressure on GamerLegion.
Yeah, Unity are getting very close by. There is a little bit of low ground to play with, but not a great deal for Unity. This is going to be a lot of kind of utilizing cover as best they can. There's the low ground I'm talking about. It's tough, and yeah, the nades are good. Look at GamerLegion. Instantly pushes out, instantly meets them, making sure they can't use that low ground to occlude vision. Smart
Buster's
play.
just stole the kills, though, from behind. GamerLegion are going to be kicking themselves. 7, sneaking all the kills, snaking them away from them. Still got 3, though. ELGIGANTEN have repositioned. That's got 7 a place as well, possibly. 7 are going to go across the road. Oh, he's... There we go.
Nice
Does
work.
confirm it. So Traynard go down. The French are out in 9th place. And now we're in a really sticky situation. The south is where the action is, along with the north. Quickmath are getting pushed here.
Yeah, they are. PG18 knocking on the door. There's 2 of them. One inside, one out. Digger needs to try and lock off some of these angles, help out his teammate, but there's pressure from afar. Look at this off angle being provided. This is really nice from PG18. Swarming the house, but they need to be careful to not be picked apart on their own.
Krent gets the nade. And remember, they've already done damage to Quickmath, so they're well aware of how many people are in this shack. They're going to push around. There's just the 1 man remaining, and they are just going to overwhelming in the end. Quickmath go down 8th place. PG18 keep all 4 alive. It's worked out well for them. Airstation Mike picking up a kill. They haven't had too much to work with either, because everything's happened around them just as GamerLegion. They finally get their 5th on the board, now number 6.
Yeah, Airstation Mike have the lower side of the compound. It's currently in the east. You do get way less vision than GamerLegion. Now, let's see how this unravels. Look at bjorN's push. He's actually left the compound here. Bit brave, but I don't mind it. It's just him, and I don't mind them kind of putting someone into place to try and ensure clarity going to the next circle.
They're trying to secure the south. They know they've taken down Unity, and he's right on Krabik. Krabik has just turned around and maybe hearing it. He's trying to get that nade in there. Now, he's got to be careful because ELGIGANTEN are looking. It forces him around the back. bjorN should be able to land the shots on him, and he will. So that is the 6th kill for bjorN now. But the problem is he's put himself in a bit of a sticky situation with KnorkiS.
Look, if he's feeling it, just send him out there. Sometimes it's worth enough of it. Let's see how he does, if this nade's going to go far enough.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Right. Going to find him.
Ooh,
and that has made things interesting.
So we're back to phase 1 circles, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put it out there. This is the exact same one, and it has pulled to that compound that G2 were in, and PG18 are in now a perfect spot to win the game.
Look at their spread as well. They're in such good formation for this. You've got 1 player in the north watching that entire approach, Wanderer. You have Beacon there just further south of him slightly, and the other 2 going to be the main focal point watching ELGIGANTEN. That's a really nice split. They can get overwhelmed. They need to make sure they do not. They might need to solidify a little bit, get 2-2 in case one gets knocked, because look who's in the cars. Look who's sending it right now.
Yeah, Airstation Mike, they found themselves this little dip the other side, and as you say, GamerLegion, that's a little too late. But the problem is, Airstation Mike can get overwhelmed from above. Because if GamerLegion have nades, and bearing in mind they've sat in that house the whole time, I hope they've still got a few nades in their bag, they could come up to that roadside bit and just lob the nades down straight to their little gulf they've got in, and they look at the vision they have on ELGIGANTEN.
Yeah, bjorN's going to be going for the frags here. We've got to see what he's up to. He's just going to go for this one. Oh, he just couldn't quite get it. KnorkiS.
Look, I like the solo play when you're pushing down, but that solo play there has just lost your player. Oh, dear.
PG18 are flexing here. They've put their 2 players down south. They need to be careful to not lose out on too much presence against Airstation Mike in the east, but they want to get rid of these boys. And eventually, GamerLegion are probably going to help them out here if those nades don't get them instantly. Fexx is there. They didn't expect everyone to push around this really nice spray with the 6 times on the back. Going to be going back in, and again, Hamster and Fexx combined to be pretty deadly.
See, now they're all here. This is when bjorN should have been striking, I feel. But, I mean, he's got 6 kills. He knows better than me, no doubt. But I feel they needed the support to do it. Obviously, you always look at that situation and think, I can make this big hero play. And that's what was going for. Airstation Mike, Hugstar's banking their flank around. It might catch GamerLegion off guard because they're all stacked up.
Yeah, but let's see how PG18 play this. If they focus north, put all their pieces to the north, and actually you see GamerLegion outnumber Airstation Mike could split themselves too thin, and I think this could be the issue we're about to see.
Yeah, then Fexx been caught down in the top there. We'll get revived. You've got a feel, but that nade's find them perfectly. And then we see it in the kill feed. Fake will get taken down. GamerLegion already read the situation. They back around. Hugstar's had to back away. Oh, the circle favors GamerLegion here with their little southern divot. It can kind of work for them still.
There's so little cover. Rekrent's got the Kar98 up there. He could be playing some real havoc with them. If we could see how much he can see, yeah, they definitely see him, so he sees them back. So, and I don't see too many minis. I see limited loot here. These nades are scary now for GamerLegion.
Yeah, they're coming in. Maccandark took a big hit there. Not a great deal left for him. Still the little house in play. So PG18 is starting to send 2 to flank around and try and flush out Airstation Mike that were in that northern side. They know that ToWzErA is going to make his way back. That's Molly. The spread. Where's he forcing him? He's forcing him to the left, and they're going to try and play it. Did anyone get caught by it? I think one got caught by that Molly.
Doesn't. Oh, Hamster, please do not go full 1G on me and just roll into the
But he got
volley.
Wanderer down. Wanderer was the one that tried to push, and they managed to get the flush as well.
Airstation Mike needs to make their play. If I was them, I'd instantly try and flex off the back of this somewhere, try and get some sort of terrain, some territory that's beneficial. Because if they're counting this, they'll know it's now an even 3v3 rather than the 4v3 they were previously facing.
A 3v3v3. Have GamerLegion maybe tried to break the meta here because it's CIS day? Have they not read the memo? This is PG18's game, but now I'm not too sure about it. Airstation Mike have been very quiet so far. I don't know what sort of utility they've got left. I imagine they've had quite a bit because they've driven up most of the time. They haven't needed to smoke it up too much. It's very, very tight for GamerLegion.
Airstation Mike is starting to focus a little bit more to the south. ToWzErA is kind of playing mid. He's kind of watching, the northern swing, making sure no one's there. But they were looking towards GamerLegion for a bit. Again, GamerLegion can't leave this area. There is no cover to leave this. So they're pretty much pinned to this one. Whereas the other two teams do have a little bit more movement here. So again, I'm looking to see which team takes the initiative, starts making the play. PG18 are starting to lean a little further to the north, maybe feeling they can run up and around and clear Airstation Mike here.
GamerLegion, the problem is their backs are on the blue.
Yep.
They are going to get pushed first. So it's down to really PG18 and Airstation Mike who clashes with each other because GamerLegion are almost certainly going to get squashed in between. They're just going to slowly walk up. Or do they engage each other first? Because nobody's really looking this way.
PG18 are proning, so it's not going to be them. Show us Airstation Mike because they might be peeking this.
He's had to leave the house. So suddenly the field of vision has been cut away from PG18.
I'd love to see what field of vision Airstation Mike have, the other team here. Yeah, they do have the high ground. That's probably going to be the engagement that happens, unless Rekrent just goes for the crouch peek. It looks like PG18 are going to be forced forward slowly. That's the thing. Airstation Mike are up on their feet. They're actively looking for these guys.
Jazza's the back man, trying to keep GamerLegion. They keep creeping forward, waiting for see who's going to pop up. Nobody really holds the center point. It is no man's land. And this is a horrible 3v3v3. ELGIGANTEN, okay. Where's it going to go? He's cooked it. He thinks it's at the tree.
They found him already. He was prone down. They were being so meticulous on this. And as you said, they found each other as well in the north. This bodes very poorly for PG18. They're now down to 2. Backs to the blue themselves. Where does Airstation Mike come into this?
It's still being very passive, Airstation Mike. I'd like to see them being a bit more aggressive. They can start peeking ridges maybe. I don't know. Hugstar has a good vision. Does try and pop off, but it doesn't make it count with the SLR. He's got Jazza in support around the side. Hugstar comes in to back it up. Now they realize that GamerLegion are in the open. They have to take the fight, and all the attention is turned towards GamerLegion now.
Yeah, but the smokes are going up. If they can stay alive a little bit longer for this smoke wall to be put up, there is a chance. Look at it. There it is. Literally a smoke wall. This is down to who sees who first. We just have to see those pixel peaks. inch by inch, they're getting closer. Jazza has a little look, and oh, there goes Fexx finally. He's gone down completely, and there's the first bit of contact. Fexx is all kinds of done for. Maccandark and Hamster just need to be on their toes now.
The blue is hitting a big... You can't take too many hits on the blue. He's got to move forward.
10 HP,
Tries to get around there. GL go down, and this is surely Airstation Mike's game. It will be. It wasn't a great one. It was a 4-kill victory. Hardly what you call a solid win, but they were the team that landed in that sort of area, so it was theirs to win. And they finally get themselves those big 10 placement points.
Yeah, you look at that situation overall, if there wasn't much to work with. Airstation Mike did at least have, I think, 3 trees and a slight roll on the hillside, but their mentality in that final moment against, you know, it's not necessarily the unknown, but you're playing around the edge of smokes, it's really scary, you're depending on team communication. That had to have been incredibly intense for them.
Yeah, they had to play it, so luckily, because they'd been in that compound for so long, they had all the utility available to them to cut it off. GamerLegion, I mean, they had nothing to play with at the end there, but they did get, I think it was 11 kills, maybe 12 towards the end there, so along with the 3rd place. But we can see Paul's down there. Let's hear from Jazza and the boys.
Yes, thank you very much, Airstation Mike, claiming their first win so far. Jazza, wasn't the most spectacular win, but I guess it doesn't really matter how it comes.
Yeah, that's true. No, we just kind of played it safe and got some circles and just tried to push our way out, and yeah, we got the win, basically.
That was a nervy final round, wasn't it? With those circles coming in, it's a 3v3, I think, in there.
We didn't want to play too aggro because we were already 1 down, and like we weren't sure of like the angles PG had at the end. So if we pushed over to push GL, we didn't want to get knocked. But I don't know, it worked out. But we could have maybe got more points if we played more aggressive. So yeah.
Is that? I mean, it's difficult, isn't it, at this stage of the tournament? You're on day 2. There's still plenty of games left. Is there always a weight in your mind amongst the players in your team? Do you always suddenly think, well, we could go for it here, but we could also lose everything here? Or do you not worry about that so much at this point?
I mean, it kind of depends how the games go. We didn't really have the best games today, so we kind of just needed the points. And if we had better games earlier, we might have played a bit more of confidence. But yeah, that's a sign of how it is.
You guys have been kind of not at the bottom, not at the top. You're kind of in the middle of the pack first 2 days. Is that a fair reflection of day 1 and 2 so far?
Yeah, we want to get it up higher, of course, but like there's still plenty more games to go, and we hope we just get top 4. That's the goal.
Bit of confidence now.
Yep, that's it.
Good stuff. Well done. There we go then. Airstation Mike, the winners of our next game of the day, and of course still opportunities for both this team and all of our other 15 teams here at the Europe League. As far as the tournament is concerned, these guys are looking for a top 4 spot.
Red Eye mentioned it there where he said Airstation Mike, middle of the pack. Chicken dinner, yes, but for me, it's a big question mark. I see them panic and do stupid things, and then, in this instance, I see them not panic and win the chicken dinner. Are they the dark horse?
I wouldn't really call them a dark horse. We saw them early on rotating around. I mean, they started farm, right? Then they went west. We saw PJ there in that compound where Airstation Mike went for. Airstation Mike, they went for the snake instead. They had a very greedy split there, though. 2 on the north in the tier 3 building, and then they had 2 1-1 splits. It could have been very bad for them if someone started crashing them, but no one actually did. And they played out pretty well. They took it pretty easy, made sure we don't need to rush anything, and just take it easy throughout the whole game.
I just talked to the guys before this game, actually. They walked up to me, yeah, we need to win a game today because it's Hugstar's birthday. So actually they did it in the next game, so it's nice to see. Obviously, 4 kills is not a lot, but 14 points is a lot, and this is what matters to them. They need to get this momentum started. For me, though, like, this is a home turf win. They should have had more kills. Like,
they should definitely, yeah.
Even with, like, as you said, like, they have a extremely greedy split on Snake, but nobody's crashing them. So they're just pushing everybody away, but they should have had a lot more points. Obviously, a lot of the fights were on the eastern side because of our shift that went west. We saw a lot of rotations on the northern side. So a lot of the fights and a lot of the points were in the south and the eastern side. Saw GamerLegion as well. I think they had 3, maybe 4 kills stolen from them, and they already I think they ended on 10 kills. So it's good to see, obviously, GamerLegion also having a good game because this is kind of the kind of games we expect from them on the home turf.
I mean, the execution from GamerLegion overall throughout the game, when they started pushing out from the flat top, when Unity was just below them and stuff like that, it was basically just perfect timing on all that stuff. The only thing that hurt them a lot was that bjorN tried to go for the solo play on ELGIGANTEN. If you're gonna do that play, you gotta catch at least one of them.
We did have a very interesting circle, though. Erangel mentioned that. Do you think it punished a couple of teams?
It was a bit jumpy, like, but when you have when from first circle, when then second circle jumps east, and then the next one jumps west, then it ends up in the kind of somewhere in the middle from our first circle. So not a lot of the teams got super punished from it. Obviously, the water that we had in third circle, there was a lot of play space eliminated. We saw some really good rotations. PEJ was one of them. I actually expect them to win this game from their position, but played a bit too passive, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they did have a good move in the end there with Recrent up on the rooftop, but he jumped down or he fell off, I'm not sure completely. If he stayed up there, he could have scouted a little bit longer before he actually needed to come down from there. And with that scouting, he could have actually gotten a little bit more information to work with. Having all three of them just snaking in the end there, you're basically never going to win that fight. But I think they were gambling on that Airstation Mike and GamerLegion would take the first fight and they could just third party that one.
Digital Athletics, DA, they've had a pretty easy run, if you like, over the last sort of day and a half. No one's really picked up on what they're doing, but it seems now the play style, someone's noticed, someone's paying attention.
If there's a lot of cast by a shack to throw a nade in there, you might get a few kills.
I mean, this is the reason why you don't go 4-man inside one shack.
Do you think that they're going to change it up?
No.
No, I still think it's a way to go. Here in this shack here, no. It was an unfortunate. What I would like to see from them, instead of breaching the shack, which was obviously free, it was like the play would have been push the northern side of the snake where Airstation Mike was. You can push that 3-star pretty easily. You can infiltrate it pretty easily, and usually it's not a full team that's there in that position when they rotate it.
Yeah, I want to see them just breach a team in a good compound instead of just taking a shack, because we know that they have the fragging power. They can actually do something about it. They can just breach someone, take over that compound. But instead they go for the shacks, and that's what's hurting them right now.
While the players get their bums comfy in those DX Racer seats, which of course all the PEL pros use, you need to get comfy on Twitter and ask some questions. Just use the hashtag AskPEL and we will try and answer all your questions as you throw them at us. I want to completely rip us away from the conversation we're having. I want to rip us away from Promotions Week as we see it now, and I want to talk about ENCE. The rise and fall, if you like. Phase 1 winners. This is not a Phase 1 winning team. What is going on? Walk me through their history and how we got to this point.
Well, ENCE obviously has a long history, and now with changed drops here for relegations, we expect a lot from them. They're sitting at a shared 6th place, I think, with some continuation of the momentum that they've gathered so far. They're actually able to make it back into it. I just want to see it continue. I talked with Sentex and the guys out there in one of the Miramar matches where like, yeah, but why are people here? Why are they? So like they're questioning the playstyle as well by the contenders. They're questioning some of the like decisions by the other teams. So obviously they're out in deep water because they're playing against 12 teams that are playing random compared to what they're used to, because the PEL teams can become very predictable. And here they basically are not 100% sure what's going on with the 12 team that's come into the lobby. They don't know 100% what the decisions are, what style they're playing, how aggressive the teams can be, and how passive the teams can be.
Something that makes it a little bit harder as well is that they usually drop in Stalberg. Now they're dropping in South George. Like, that's their main dropping spot for this tournament here now. And basically what you're doing is you're scratching everything you've done before, everything you know, all the rotations, all the spots you like to play from, because you're moving over to the other side of the map, and that's basically starting over from zero.
Do you think they're also struggling a bit with the pressure? Phase 1 winners, 9 promotions. That's got to be weighing heavy on that whole team's mind.
I definitely think when we came like from Phase 1 winners, and then the expectations that were on their shoulders from both from the PEL and the PEL fans and the whole community, coming into Phase 2 Global Summit, just didn't perform. And from there it was a downhill. Like, that hurt them a lot. It put them in a spot where they're like, are we not good enough? They're questioning themselves or second guessing, and that's what they gotta cut out. They gotta cut out the second guessing, and communication-wise also put it in.
We're gonna move away from ENCE now and straight into our Twitter question. Boat rotations now, just changing it completely up on the desk, mixing it up.
Why are both rotations not punished as often on seniks as compared to Erangel?
I'd say it's even more punished.
We saw in PEL multiple times where both rotations was punished a lot, and the majority of the teams are actually doing it less and less.
Yeah.
Both rotations and Erangel can be punished, but they are more space in the water. You can rotate, and obviously it's only when we see the military circle, so you don't see them as often.
There we go. Your question has been answered, and if you have any, of course, hashtag AskPEL. We are getting ready to move into the final match of day 2. There's not a lot of time for these teams to get points on the board. That's also going to be now starting to weigh heavy as you come to the halfway mark of Promotions Week.
I mean, yeah, by now you need to have stepped up your game. One of the teams that have done that today is 7. They've been just glorious throughout all the games, more or less. And if you're a team in the bottom, we saw here now Airstation Mike, PJ18, and GamerLegion actually stepping up a little bit. But at the same time, it's not quite enough. You don't want to be chasing too much for the last 2 days. Sure, it's still 10 games. It's a lot. But if you have too much of a struggle to chase, it's going to be hard for you.
This is where that's going to start playing into players' heads. They're going to start thinking about those points, and they're going to start thinking about those 4 spots that they are trying to